Salamat po for your courtesy. Kindly sit down. And this is a very good written speech. But it is just a run-of-the-mill degree prepared by the ladies there. I don't know. Do not be offended, but maybe if I have the time, if you'd allow me, I would read it. But otherwise, I'd like to just talk what is in my heart. I am not into redundance. I am not campaigning. I have hit the end of my political career, at least this period of time. I cannot run anymore. I do not know where to hide after this, what I will do, and find out if I can marry again to make it more an exciting at the end of time. Gusto ko lang ipaabot sa inyo uli. I said this is not a campaign line, but what I promise to the Filipino nation. I will not bother you with the whereabouts, but even ako mismo, was in wonderment when the results of the elections came in. Parang may feeling ako na manalo. Feeling lang. Hindi ko masabi manalo ako. But I never expected to get the votes, the 15 million plus the 6 that was my margin, over my next opponent. So I started to wonder, and my wife is a Baptist. So sabi, right after the morning, hinalikan niya ako, pati yung anak ko. Sabi niya, pa, mayor ka, presidente ka na ng Pilipinas. You know, mayor ako, kaya ko lahat. It's a small town, a little prodding there, a little urging there, and a little maybe sapakin mo, and everything will be all right. Now, if you want the kind of government on the local levels and everywhere, you have had a chance to go to Davao City, and tignan ninyo. No, may droga pero in trickles. And sometimes you are hit with bombs. And of course, the people remain to be poor. Majority of our countrymen are wallowing in poverty. Hindi na ho ako magdrama sa inyo, but I am also a son of a poor man. Otherwise, my father would not have ventured into Mindanao for a greener pasture. So umalis siya sa Cebu because there was nothing there in Danao. But after he was appointed as military mayor, and you can read the files, he was once upon a time the military mayor of Danao right after the war. But he saw the futility of competing with the Duranos, with the Almendras, if you are just nothing. So kaya pumunta kami ng Mindanao. Of course, my mother is a Mindanaoan. Pero sa kahirap ng buhay, we started also from scratch. And it was a long, hard life for us. I was not really pulling anybody's leg. Na kung magdrama ako na at one episode of our life, we had also our house demolished And to think that my father was a lawyer na hindi niya alam, pagatpatan, that's in Tagalog, that is, pagatpatan is a wetland. Ayaw ko, anong Tagalog ba sa wetland? Basta wetland. It was there, and doon na kinukuha yung kugo noon for the horses consumption. Yung kumpay, not really kugon, but kumpay. That's the grass of sa Bisayan. Kaya ako, by stroke of fate, I became governor, and I grew up with or in politics. Watching, was about 12 years. So laki ako ng hirap. Those times siguro, kasi gusto nila magnakaw, wala naman perang nakawin. Unlike now, that corruption is still in the core of a business transaction with government. So, the only answer I could get, maybe, huwag kayong maniwala, hindi ako marunong maniwala ng Diyos. I said, my God is not your God. But it doesn't say, I do not believe in God. Yung God mo, torpe ang yawa na. But my God guides me only on those things which are right. You have to scramble everything. Well, anyway, nakuha ko from the messaging, and I hope you'd understand that. Nanalo ako, wala akong pera, wala akong tao, ni dito sa Pasay, ni wala akong isang barangay captain. Wala talaga. Not even a single mayor, except si Abet, governor of Bataan, pero barkada eh. Yun lang. In Danao City, where my father came from, or from where we come from, wala ako na isang barangay captain. But in Cebu City, I won by a landslide. And only because Bisaya ako. So, fundamentally, what was my messaging to the people? Bakit ako nanalo? Diyan nga tayo magkatalo eh. Because while others would criticize me harshly, kung ano-ano lang pinagsasabi, masabi ko sa kanila, hindi ako pwedeng umatras eh. I do not have the luxury of slowing down even, or just ignore what I promised, because yun ang nagpanalo sa akin. I could not be a traitor, turn my back on my promises. Kaya sinabi ng mga wala kang pera, pinapanalo ka namin kasi gusto namin yung sinabi mo. So, I will reduce my oath of office. Hindi na kailangan, I, Rodrigo Duterte, do hereby solemnly swear, blah, blah, blah. My oath of office simply says that I protect the Filipino people and I have to preserve the nation. Yan lang ang akin. Pag hindi tayo magkaintindihan dyan, wala. Sigurado. Trouble. And if it causes my downfall, so be it. Baka yun talaga ang destiny ko. Pero itong sabi ko, alongside with that, before I won, I was in the campaign hustings, and even during the presidential debates, you heard me talk. And because I realized that you cannot even present a good synopsis because of the shortness of what was given us, Ano, binibigyan ka lang isang oras, 30 minutes. That was all bullshit. Wala namang makagawa ng gano'n. It's not really a debate. A debate is you are given enough time to inform the people of what you intend to do and what is good for this nation. But just a debate ng gano'n, 1 minute after that, one another. It's all money there. Just raising money, that's all. Kaya bullet lang ako ng bullet. And what I said that if elected by the will of God, ang siyala, ito ang gawin ko. Tatapusin ko, I'll try to stop corruption. Then I will deal with drug. I remember the word I used in the Lasal debate, sabi ko, harshly. I would be very harsh. Then I said that I have to tackle the peace and order in general. Then I will not interfere in the financial transactions of government. Then I would talk to the rebels, to the enemies of the state, to attain peace. Yun lang. So, ngayon, graft and corruption, talagang hinahabol ko. I was there in Cagayan yesterday to destroy, para matapos na yan. Pabalik-balik yung issue na yung smuggling, tapos walang kukuha. Then right after a few months, the auction office will announce that it would sell. Sabi, stop it because nothing gets there. Na meron doon na hindi ko pinasira. Yung vans, pati yung hammer. Kung sinabi ni Atty. Lambino, may hammer tayo dyan, how many, was it 14 or... That time I'm sure I heard more than 10. I could not exactly remember what was the figure. But I said, do not destroy it because I'll give it to the military and the police for their use. Para nakahammer na kayo. Kami ilang taon na namin yan, naglalaway-laway kami, hindi kami maka... Tapos, yung mga vans, because they are within the vicinity of the local governments, kagayan yan eh. Hindi, paghati-hatian na lang nila doon kung aabot. But sabi ko doon kay Lambino, you write me a letter. And he said, this already in your office. So, ibigay ko yan. Hammer. O, ayaw ninyo yan? Ayaw ninyo? Isap? Ayaw ninyo, ibigay ko sa barangay captain yan. Pagbili pa ng ulol yung putang. Nabi ko, graph. Then, kagabi, pag-uwi ko, yung importation niya ng bumper, hindi na siya nagbayad of the whole amount, but said, hiningaan lang siya ng 5,000. Walang resibo, wala lahat. Sabi ko, you identify the employees sa Bureau of Customs. And I will call the idiot. Bakit tinawagan na? To come to Manila, to my office, kami mag-usap. Do not use government funds in coming here. It should be unofficial, private. Dalhin mo yung chief of office mo. Kasi meron talaga rin yan siya. Hindi magyari yan kung corruption, walang go signal lang. So the corruption is still malawak, talagang malawak. And even in the local governments, mas grabe. Sabihin ko sa inyo. And it's the very thing that is really pulling us down. Corruption. Because if I can make just even a dent or give the Filipino a respite of corruption, what's happening ever since, okay na sa akin. Sabi ko sa kanila, pumunta kayo dito bukas. Gusto ko kayong usapin sa opisina ko. And I will call PTB4 to broadcast live our conversation. And I would ask them, bakit ito nakalusot itong bumper na ito? Just give me the paper. Saan ang pera nito, the corresponding payment? So if you cannot produce that, Basilan is waiting for you. Saluin mo na lang lahat ng IED doon araw-araw. And that is also bothering me. So anyway, tapos yan droga. That was the second promise sinabi ko. At I curse, I throw epithets. Streets lang. Kung anong lumalabas sa bunganga ko. Kasi galit ako. Ngayon, hindi na masyado kasi marami na mas magalit kaysa akin. Noon ako ang galit. Di ako ang nagmumura. Ngayon, kung magmura ako, pati itong obispo, galit rin sa akin. Pati mga pare. So, sige, pagalitin ko na lang kayo, shut up na lang ako. Pero sabi ko itong drogas, as I have, that's my favorite line. Drugs can kill a country. Itong droga na ito malawak. Noon milyon, ngayon bilyon. And the number of persons, dyan makita mo sa TV Patrol, yung clock crawlers ng DZMM, it's being shown or live cast 24 hours. Kikita mo doon ang droga, pati ang sabihin pa na itong mga human rights. But let me answer them in a very courteous way. How about my soldiers and policemen were also killed? Remember that Marawi thing started in a service of a warrant of arrest in connection with a drug case. What precipitated the trouble there was initially about drugs. And I have lost several hundreds of my soldiers. And every day, I lose one or two policemen or soldier. That is events or incidents connected with drugs. Bakit walang bilang? Bakit lahat na lang 700 killed? They do not give a reason why. Sino yung pinatay? May I just ask, sa mga extrajudicial killing, you can even prove it. Basta may namatay dyan na extrajudicial kill mo, tarantado ito mo. Diyan lang siya, murahin mo. But not for the former president, with due respect, sir, bullshitting itong mga yawa na ito. Paano yung mga sundalo ko? O paano yung, sabagay, tabla na, yung nagsaksak ng ombudsman, buntis pa. Pero sa awa ng Diyos, patay na rin. So, tabla lang. Yung sa Davao naman, bumili lang bata ng load, pinatay niya. Pero believe ako, ang inagaw niyang baril while being fingerprinted, buntis lang. Police woman, buntis lang, inagaw ng baril, patay. Kung mahina itong gago na to, hindi wala sa kaya isang pulis. Minsan yung ikaw, son, how many equalization did you pursue also? Lahat man kayo? arte-arte lahat man tayo dito. Hindi ka pwede mag-survive nitong milyon na itong Pilipinas kung hindi mo... Sabi ko, do not destroy my country because I will kill you. Do not destroy the young, our children. Pahiritan talaga kita. So what's wrong with that? That is a legitimate defense. Do not. There's the condition, do not. So hindi ka na mamamatay kung hindi ka do not. Human rights. But I kept my defense all along while they were investigating me. Alam ko na kung ano ang isasabi ko. Kept it a secret because I know na lalaki pa na laki. It was not until after yung commissioner mission ng Human Rights Commission ng UN, sabi niya Duterte needs to be looked, to be examined by a psychiatrist. I was preparing for my sagot ko. Makatikim talaga ito ng mura. Just like the other previous. Nung narinig niya, sabi niya, wag. Relax ka lang dyan. So bakit, sir? Sabi niya, wag kay bigyan tayo ng 2 kubra niya helicopter. Baka hindi ituloy. Kapatid niya ni King Jordan eh. So tumahimik ka na lang dyan. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa yung helicopter. Bantay ka, sir. Pag hindi dumating yun, tuloy ko talaga yung mura. Ako naman, nobody should begrudge me when I say that we have a very limited source of sa mga intel. As a matter of fact, there is only one country that I have been insisting na dyan lang kayo. Hanggang. Because I think this country is too far away. The proximity is quite distant star. There will be no more. I think that there will never be a time that you would have to be involved in a geopolitical issues of the world. Unless it's a total war. Hindi pa natin alam. So yan na, hindi talaga ako makahinto. Especially yung nakita naman ninyo, I would react almost. Bunga ako nang makita mo yung mga kababayan natin na gano'n na lang ang ginagawa. So, ako talaga butit na lang nagka-ariglo. Talagang hindi ako atras. No way ako atras doon. Sabi ko, alis tayo. I will look for money to finance you if you come home. Lahat ng Pilipino. Butit na lang. Magmatigas talaga because I didn't like what happened. Biro mo, tayo may pamilya. You are basically a soldier. Pag ang pamilya, umalis yung tatay. Kaya ako, hindi ako I really sympathize with my soldiers and policemen. Kasi pag nawala kasi na-assign, there is a slight dysfunction. The wives will carry on, minus the husband. Ang kung may mga anak kang lalaki, it's not good na yung father image nandiyan palagi. It entails sacrifice. I know that. That is why kita mo, binubli kong sweldo. Not because for anything. And even just to compensate for the regular absences. For itong mga taga-OFW, if they lose the father who works abroad, there is a dysfunction in that family. Hindi yan sabi mo maka-urgent leave, makauwi ng ilang araw, maka-furlough. Wala yan. So kung ang nanay pati tatay magtrabaho sa labas, tapos alam naman ninyo na nire-rape yan doon, ginagamit gabi, araw, gabi, maglinis ng bahay sa main employer, tapos yung mga bahay ng mga anak niya, sister-in-law, that is why they are limited to 3 hours. And they eat agwa. Kaya yung kondisyon ko na 7 hours of sleep, no confiscation of passport, no confiscation of cell phone, so that then they have a day off and they can eat their own food, cooked by them. Nung pumayag, sabi ko, okay na ako. Pero kung hindi lumusot yan, sorry, magtiis tayo dito. Kung magutom tayo, sabay tayo magutom at sabay tayo mamatay para walang masabi ang Pilipino. Ganon lang ang sakit ng loob ko na kung bumalik sila dito sa bayan nila for all of their degradation na dinaanan, reduced to the animal state. Tapos yung sweldo nila na pinapadala dito, alam mo itong mga pag malaman ka dyan na mayroon kang allowance, talagang hanggang bumigay yung bata. May pera alam nila. No, shabu is a commodity for the poor. Itong mga mayaman ngayon, and I'm sure that Sinalosa is entering into the picture. Cocaine na ngayon Medyo bumaba na ang konti ang presyo, pati marami na ang supply. This could only mean that there are middle class. Sa bagay, cocaine is not, or heroin, hindi masyado not as lethal as yung shabu. Shabu naman is a mixture of chemicals. That's why it destroys the brain. Ito naman cocaine, do not mix it with anything. It's organic. So matagal ba yan? And this is not really as bad as itong shabu. Itong shabu ang masakit sa akin kasi ang tinatamaan ang mga mahirap. Hirap na nga, and they will flounder. There is a family, and there is one konektado na sa shabu. The suffering is totally dysfunctional na. Ang anak, iiwan lang sa kapatid, iiwan sa lolo, iiwan sa kapitbahay. So what will happen to the Filipino? What will happen to the human being? Sila, because they never tasted hardships, they have not experienced bitterness in life. Makita na kung gaano, kung saan ka na pumunta kung wala ka madukot. Wala sa kanila yan. Then I promised you that including uniform personnel, huwag kayong pumasok dyan sa droga, mga murder for hire. Kasi ipaproject ko rin kayo. You can be very sure there will be a project for you. And really that is to neutralize or terminate you. Kung hindi ko ganunin, walang mangyari sa ating bayan. At this time when we are all bombarded with drugs, nobody seems to obey the law. Alam mo kung bakit ngayon? The fear of the sanction of the law na wala. Why? Because of human rights. Ang pulis noon, previous administration, walang nahuli ilan-ilang bypass. It was not only after I became president and it was, I demanded that all records be opened to me. Nakita ko ang Pilipino nakapila na by the thousands, araw-araw dyan sa television. All contaminated, all sickly, all rendered inutile because of drugs. Bakit noon wala? Kasi ang pulis takot. Ayan, yung taga-Davao yan, sila dyan nakaupo yung table na yan. Alam nila. Tignan mo, tanungin mo, how I protect my policemen and soldiers there. Nabi ko, for as long as I'm mayor, you will not go to jail. Provided you do your duty in accordance with law. Yun, accordance with law, bahala ka na dyan. Alam mo naman kung patayin mo dyan sa harap ng luneta, hindi man in accordance with law. Kung dalhin mo doon sa kusina ng Manila Hotel, barilin mo, that is in accordance with law. Kaya wala ka mang makita. Once there is a witness, then it's not in accordance with law. And pag-ububo mo naman yan, definition mo na yan. Mga sa Davao, kaya ang Davao, gano'n. Kasi, at ang taga-Davao ngayon, hindi naman ako, si Inday naman, they like it. Ang taga-Davao na mismo ang, wala rin sigong magawa sila kay, alam mo si Mayura. Noon, di ba, alas 12, alauna. Alas 2 yun, binabaan ko ng alauna. Reklamo yung mga taga-Davao. Sabi ko, may marinig pa ako isang reklamo, ibaba ko yan sa alas 11, putang na kayo. Di tahimik sila. Ngayon, nandito naman yung isa, binalik ngayon sa alas 12. So, alas 12, tahimik ang Davao. Biyernes Santo talaga. Punta man kayo doon. Wala na kayong mapuntahan. Kasi, yun ang dapat para sa Pilipinas ngayon. No, Davao, parang may curfew. Kasi magtambay-tambay ka dyan, maglakad ka, loitering, patay ka. Basta pantakot na lang. Never mind about the actual reality. It's enough that they are really hesitant to do it because they might violate the law. Yung man sana ang gusto ko para sa Pilipinas. Pero I realize na pero itong corruption sa executive department, sa akin, tayo, mawala yan. Ang hindi ko kaya, well, of course, I am not saying that Congress is into it, but saka yung local government because mine is only supervision, but not control. But pwede talaga kitang ipitin. Sabi, si John Anya is a very strict guy. I can either suspend you or I can just dismiss you from the service. Ang ombudsman, kaya niyang gawin. Ang sandigan bayan, kaya niyang gawin. Di unahan ko na kayo. Bakit pa ako maghintay? I will just suspend you for as long as itong mayor na may control sa police. So kung may crime, the crime is repeatedly committed, mga droga, tatatanggal lang kita talaga ng police. May itong mga superstar complex kasi yan eh. Lalo niyang matagal na family of politicians. So ako, by the way, I am in favor of putting up a dynasty law. Okay ako, wala akong problema. Ang anak ko, Inday, I can tell you, I know her. Hindi magtatakbo yan ng nasyon. Ganoon lang yan. No, it was a reaction of a daughter na marinig ganoon ang salita ng sabi man talaga, my father does not deserve that kind of statement. Then itong, di ako makialam sa transaction. Andito lahat ang cabinet members ko. Kanas Delphine, Lorenzana, General Anyo, no transaction of any kind sa gobyerno dadating sa table ko. Kaya tatawa ako doon dyan sa frigate na yan, Walang dumadating doon. Pero sinabi ko, if you have a complaint, especially graft and corruption, I will give you the audience any time of the day or night. Basta may isumbong ka. All you have to do is to just go to gwardiya dyan, sabihin mo, gusto mo kausap si Mayor dahil may report ako. I will entertain you. But dito, dahan-dahan lang. But corruption is still very much alive. Very much alive. Kaya, para masabi ko, mahinto na nga itong, the import, then you wait for a few months, then there is the decision of the auction office to sell it, ikaw rin ang bibili, ikaw rin ang gagamit, maswerte kayo. So, inggit si Duterte, inggit talaga. Putang, sinong hindi mag-inggit niya na mga Harley Davidson, mga Lamborghini? Inggit talaga ako. I am, but ang problema, because I love my country more than the inanimate thing there. I have to worry about the Filipino, the hunger of the Filipino, the suffering of the Filipino. Ayaw ko nga yan eh. Basta yung ganon, wag. Sabi ko, yung sa airport, sabi ko, isa-isa pa. They are not allowed to open anything. Dumaan na yan doon sa ano eh. May machine naman doon. Pag akyat na doon sa conveyor, tapos na yan. Why do you have to fuck the bagay ng tao? Ayaw ko. Yung kuna ng mga... ilang beses akong dumaan. Tignan mo kami. Ilang taon ako mayor? 23 years. Naging congressman ako, 1 term. Vice mayor, 1 term. Punta ako kami ng Hong Kong kay pamilya. Yes, mayor. Sige. So, magdating dito, kasama ko, galing rin mga Macau nag-umuwi. Kung anong gagawa, dadating yung araw ninyo, tignan. Ngayon, sabi ko, do not, lalo na maliit, mabuti pa ang galawin mo yung mga mayaman. Huwag bang nagsumbong yan sa akin, sabihin ko, mayaman ka man, putang ina ka. Bigay mo na yung iba. Totoo. Yung mga baski, baliktarin mo yung mga private planes na wala kang marinig sa akin. Pero yung maliit na, walang matakbuhan to eh. Ito, they don't care. Pag gano'n niya, Rodrigo, yun na yun. Itong maliliit, walang maibigay. Kaya yung dalawang manager dyan sa dalawang airport clerk, sinabi ko talaga, one more time. Diyan si Art Tugade. Dito si Art. Sarap niya, sabi ko, one more time. Doon kayo sa airport na, may maraming airport dito na ang haba parang basketball court lang. Pero dyan sa record, kumpleto na. Basketball court. So tignan mo doon, maglanding ako ng kampanya, saan ang airport ninyo? Yan lang. So gawain mo yan sa akin, sigurado. Kaya, ko yung mga yung lowest bid, huwag akong magpaniwalain mga ko dyan. May lowest bid is kunsabo talaga yan. Siya na yung lowest bid, ibagsak na yung presyo, magbigay pa siya doon sa engineer, magbigay pa doon sa mayor, magbigay pa sa gobernador, magbigay pa sa barangay captain, ang putang inang Pilipino na tabla. Kailangan either they come to terms with me or magulo talaga itong biyahe ko as kung makaabot ako ng katapusan na. Then I said, I will talk to the enemies of the state. I tried with season. Putang na, sobrang yabang naman. Hindi ko na pinansin. Ayaw mo? Hindi, wag. Sino ka ba? Who are you? Yung iba, and the MILF leadership is here. I'd like to thank you for coming to terms with us, and I recognize your efforts. The Filipino people will remember you for all time. Si Nor naman, is biding her time. Sabi niya, it's his time. Sabi niya, mag-usap na lang tayo and it is there. And I hope that he has mellowed a lot. But I hope we can talk sense and maybe. Ginawa ko naman. Yun, sabi ko. Corruption, drugs, sabi ko, law and order. I will talk to him. Tapos sabi ko, wala ako. Wala ako, kaya ako magmura. Yung inquirer na yan, pati ABS-CBN, wala silang masilip sa akin. Walang transaksyon magdating sa opisina ko. Baski baliktarin mo yan. Exactly prohibited, Ibran. Yung project nila ni Duresa, ni Lorenzana, ni Anyo, it begins and ends in your office. Dito ka sumagot sa akin. You do not have to explain to... Answer me first. Bakit may corruption? Sawa ng Diyos. Puro matino. Huwag kayo maniwala dyan sa... Now let's talk about Faildon. The reason why I am hanging to Faildon is this. Early on, I will reveal it now. It was Faildon who whispered to me, yung mighty king, may racket dyan. Sabi niya, sir, billion yan, matagal na. Kilala mo man yan si... Sino yan? Isa pa yan? Giro. Kala mo mag-asta. Akala ko nung NBI yan. Kaya kung nalaman ko lang yan ang... Alam mo sabihin kong ginawa niyan? Mayor ako. They were passing the syntax law. Ungab was made sa... Kasi Aquino kami. Ginawa siyang chair sa appropriations. Nung nagde-debate sila ng syntaxes, pumunta itong yawa na yan. Mabutit na lang kasi mista daw kami, 1967. Ano, sige mista. Wala, mista, kain tayo. Kain kami. May dala-dala siyang bag ng ganun. Pera ba yan? Huwag mong iiwan, ha? Ay, hindi. Kala ko pera. Tapos kain, may iniwan sa sabi niya, ikaw na ang bahala. Hindi ko rin na ano, ikausap ako. Tapos sabi ni Bong, Mayor, pera ata yan. Putang ina, tignan mo. Pera nga. Sabi ko, Bong, habulin mo. Sabi mo siya sa aeroplano na, sabi mo, putang ina yung pal na yan. Bigay mo. So, nandyan sa security camera. Umakyat si Bong, binigay talaga yung bag sa kanya. Kasi gusto niya lowered. So, may experience na niyan ako. Nung sabi ni Faildon, sabi ko, pag-aralan mo. Sabi ko kay Sunny Dominguez, kami lang muna ng tatlo. Sige, yariin natin to. So, you know how much we got from Mighty King? 40 billion. Kung itong Faildon na ito, interesado yan sa pera, bakit hindi niya sinakyan yun? I mean, he was hindi naman na-swallowed, but medyo nalusutan siya doon. I don't know. Datong sila Sid Lapenia. He was my chief of police for the longest time. Maniwala. Matitiyan. Dulay was my ka-roommate ko yan. Puro Ilocano yan lahat eh. Kasi kabinet na, tatlo na lang kaming Bisaya na iwan. Puro Ilocano na ang kaharap ko. Kasi nandoon, karamihan kasi ng sundalo, It's either Ilonggo or Ilocano. Mga generals kailangan tangkap Pangasinan. Kasi paglabas niya, karga-karga ng nanay, general ito balang araw. Oh, kaya lahat ng, karamihan na general, puro Panggalatok. Wala mang general na Cebuano. Cebuano na Talawan. Kay Cebuano ra ba ako? Pero totoo man yan. Paghimo o paltik, kugihan ang mga yawa. Tangina magtrabaho sa bayan natin ayaw. So yan. Ngayon, China Sea. Kasi tayo pwedeng makipagira dyan. I will not waste my lives of my soldiers and but I cannot go into a battle that alam ko matatalo ako. Gago ba? And besides, if that conflagration there in the Middle East, without offending anybody, wala namang Arab dito, we're all Malay. We only differ in religion, which ako ay travel from one another in my value. Kung ano lang ang maganda, I follow Islam. Ganun. Pero but it is in the belief also. You should read the book about Islam. Now when magpatayan sila, there's really a purpose. Hindi yang sabihin mo ng Islam na basta na lang magormentado. May specific target yan sila. And it is really, there is a purpose. And you'd notice that most of the time, they would use bladed weapons. Hindi yan. But there will be a time for that when I'll explain. Ganon yan eh. Pero kung magdating kasi yan dito, tapos magsabi mo na you will kill all infidels, hindi ba pwede yung ganon? So I cannot go to America. I am not sure America would be ready for that. They pass Congress and ask permission to go to war. Marami, pahirapan lang ang 23,000 barils para sa pulis. At ako ang tinatamaan. Gamitin extrajudicial killing. And this is what I do not like. Yung scrap na helicopter deal with the Canadians. They will sell it to us. But we cannot arm them because we cannot use it against the civilians of my country. You never take your geopolitics seriously and the balance of the world. My civilians are joining the NPAs. And they are killing civilians, soldiers, and policemen and all. My civilians, my brother Moro, are all civilians, but they have joined Abu Sayyaf. Medyo okay pa, makain ko pa yan. Historical, territorial talaga yan eh. It's never an issue about religion. It never has been. It is not now. Walang kanila territorial. But ang problema nito, there is a new mixture, and that is ISIS. And if they go out there, because they are fast losing mass base, they are planning, targeting Southeast Asia. Kung sa Southeast Asia, saan man sila, will do a rampage in Indonesia? Niet. No. In Malaysia, lalo na Brunei. Anong fertile ground mo? Southeast Asia. Mindanao. You want to kill infidels? There's a good mixture there in Mindanao. And do what you want. Ngayon, saan man ako magtakbo? Can I call immediately with a flip of my finger? Canada? NATO, sabi nga na, it's no longer, sabi ni Trump, it's no longer operational. Where's my immediate? Where do I get the rockets? Where do I get the thing there? China. Walang iba. Unless I go to state visit sa North Korea, kaibiganin ko na lang yung, baka pareho yung ulo namin sira. O di magkaintindihan kami. What do you do with your enemies, like your father, your brother, father-in-law? Oh, I fed him to the dogs. I will feed them to my fish pond, Manila Bay. So the fish are regenerating much stouter. So yan ho ang message ko ay wala kasing itong baka magalit. Huwag na magsama. Ang problema ko magsama ang loob. Tapos yung next speech ko, gawin yung grammar pabaliktad. So ang gawain natin, siyempre mga sundalo kayo, let us behave like soldiers. I will just read the last paragraph. Swelo. We will see to it that the nation that we hand over to the next generation of Filipinos is one that is more stable, harmonious, and progressive. Together, let us continue to make great strides as we collectively bring out our country towards a safer and brighter tomorrow. Mabuhay ang NSA at ang NICA at mabuhay lahat ang mga gwapo sa kanila.